Imagine this. A high-profile night in Atlanta turns into chaos when Mendeecees is blindsided with shocking allegations about Ciara and a baby. Cameras are rolling, voices are raised, and before anyone can process what's happening, tensions explode into a full-on confrontation. Fans are left stunned as security rushes in and whispers spread across social media. Did Ciara really drop a bombshell about a secret child? Or is this just another messy twist in the love and hip-hop universe? Viewers can't stop talking. Insiders are leaking wild details, and the fight that followed has already gone viral. This isn't just a scandal that threatens reputations, friendships, and families. And trust me, you won't believe who stepped in to stop the chaos. The night was already charged with tension. It's the kind of electricity you could feel humming through the air before a storm hits. Cameras rolled, lights flared, and Love and Hip Hop's drama machine was working overtime. But no one could have predicted just how messy things would get when Mendeecees Harris and Ciara Gates ended up face-to-face in what would quickly spiral into one of the most jaw-dropping confrontations in the show's history. It all began with rumors swirling through Atlanta's gossip circles, whispered in salons, slipped into late-night phone calls, and amplified on social media until there was no ignoring them. The word was out. Ciara Gates might be pregnant, and Mendeecees might just be the father. The very idea was insane. A ticking bomb that threatened to blow up marriages, reputations, and friendships in ways no one was ready for. Mendeecees, known for his loyalty to his wife Yandi Smith, was furious at the accusation. He'd worked too hard to repair his image after prison, too hard to prove he was a family man. For people to start dragging his name into something this scandalous? And Ciara, the glamorous boss chick known for her hustle and no-nonsense attitude, wasn't about to let anyone call her a liar or paint her as messy. The stage was set when Mendeecees stormed into the lounge where Ciara was filming with the girls. His entire body radiated anger. His voice cut through the chatter like a blade. "Ayo, Ciara," he barked, his tone low but dangerous. "We need to talk now." The room went silent. Even Carly Red, who lived for drama, pulled back in her chair, her eyes darting between them like she couldn't believe what she was about to witness. Ciara, unbothered as ever, adjusted her designer sunglasses and smirked. "What's up, Mendeecees? You look stressed. Must be a guilty conscience." Shh. The shade hit hard, and it was only the first strike. "You playing games with my name out here?" Mendeecees snapped, his hands clenching at his sides. "Bout I'm the father of some baby. Nah, I ain't letting that slide. You gon' clear that up right here, right now?" The room buzzed with gasps. Spice muttered under her breath, "Lord, it's about to go down." Ciara leaned forward, her tone dripping with sarcasm. "Clear up, baby. I don't gotta clear up nothing. The streets talk, the blogs talk, and if people connect dots, that ain't on me. Right. Maybe you need to ask yourself why they even believe. It could be true." It was a dagger straight to Mendeecees' pride. His jaw tightened, his eyes narrowing as if he could burn a hole through her with his glare. "Don't play with me, Ciara. I love my wife. I love my kids. And I ain't never disrespected my family like that. You out here clout chasing, macking up lies for a storyline, and I ain't having it." Yandi's name hung unspoken between them. Everyone knew this wasn't just about gossip. It was about Yandi hearing those rumors. About how easily a relationship already tested by time and distance could start to crack. But Ciara wasn't backing down. She stood up from her chair, her voice rising, her earrings swaying with every sharp movement. "Clout chassin'. Boy, please. If anything, you need this drama to stay relevant. Don't come up here acting like you a saint. Ain't no smoke without fire, and if folks think you got something to hide, maybe you should check yourself instead of checking me." Gasps rippled through the lounge. Carly's hand shot to her mouth. Erica Mena, always ready to stir the pot, muttered, "Ooh." She said what she said. Mendeecees' temper was boiling. His voice thundered, filling the room. "Oh, stop playing with me before this goes left. I ain't the one." And that's when it happened. The shouting escalated, the distance between them closed, and suddenly, chairs scraped across the floor as security rushed in. Sierra shoved his chest with her hand, and Mendeecees, already fuming, stepped forward like he was ready to explode. "Don't you put your hands on me?" he roared, his voice echoing off the walls. "You ain't gonna punk me, Mendeecees." Sierra fired back, her heels clicking against the hardwood as she stood her ground. "You came in here with that energy, and I'ma match it, period." Security wedged themselves between the two, but not before Sierra's drink went flying, splashing across the table. Carly leaped back, screaming, "Not my hair!" While the rest of the cast tried to hold back shocked laughter mixed with fear. The cameras caught every second, the clenched fists, the flaring tempers, the chaos that threatened to erupt into a full-on brawl. It wasn't just a heated argument anymore. This was a fight, raw and unfiltered, and once it was unleashed, there was no stopping it. But even through the chaos, the real question remained. Was Sierra telling the truth? Did she know something she wasn't saying? Or was this all just another love and hip-hop stunt to break the internet? For now, the answer didn't matter. What mattered was that the confrontation had lit a fire that wasn't about to burn out anytime soon. Because if there was one thing fans knew about this crew, it was that drama doesn't end with just one fight tight only. Gets messier from here, and as Mendeecees stormed out, security pulled him back while Sierra shouted over his shoulder, "Yeah, walk away. You're scared of the truth." One thing became clear. This wasn't over. Not by a long shot. The fallout was only beginning. The tension from the night before was far from over. And the fallout was only just beginning when word spread across Atlanta that Mendeecees had confronted Sierra about the baby allegation. People started whispering, calling, and texting. It wasn't just love and hip-hop gossip anymore. This had grown into a full-blown scandal that threatened reputations, relationships, and even business ties. By the next morning, Sierra's salon was buzzing with conversations, but not about hair. Her employees were whispering behind her back, phones in hand, watching clips that had already made their way online. Someone from the lounge had recorded snippets of the confrontation between Mendeecees and Sierra. The shaky footage showed raised voices, Sierra looking cornered, and Mendeecees standing over her demanding answers. That video had gone viral overnight. Inside the shop, Sierra walked in with her sunglasses on, trying to keep her head high, but even she couldn't escape the tension in the air. One of her closest friends and stylists, Kendra, pulled her aside immediately. "Girl, you know, it's everywhere, right?" Twitter, Instagram, even Shade Room picked it up. Kendra whispered urgently. Sierra sighed, throwing her bag onto the counter. "I ain't got time for this today. People always got something to say. Mendeecees want to come at me with rumors, fine. But he is not about to play me like I'm some side chick. That's not what we doing. But the problem was, Sierra wasn't denying the allegation outright. She danced around it, always deflecting, always saying Mendeecees had the wrong idea. Her refusal to give a clear yes or no had only fueled the fire, leaving everyone, including her friends, confused about where the truth actually lay. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, Mendeecees sat down with Yandi, his wife, trying to explain why the confrontation had gotten so heated. Yandi wasn't impressed. "Let me get this straight," Yandi said, pacing back and forth. "You went up to Sierra in front of everybody, cameras rolling. Ken basically accused her of lying about having your baby. Do you know what that looks like? Do you know how messy this is?" Mendeecees rubbed his forehead, frustrated. "I ain't accusing her of nothing. I asked her straight up to clear it. People in the streets have been talking. They say Sierra has run in her mouth, dropping hints. I had to check it." Yandi shot him a look that could cut glass. But you don't check another woman in public like that, especially someone. UKNOW is on this show. That's clout fuel. Now everybody's gone. Think there's something real behind it." Mendeecees leaned back, exhaling heavily. "It's what? I'm supposed to just let her play with my name. Let her say I fathered a child I don't even know about. The more he spoke, the clearer it became. Mendeecees wasn't just angry, he was worried. Because deep down, he wasn't entirely sure what Sierra might reveal. Even Yandi, despite defending him, couldn't shake the pit in her stomach. Back at the salon, Sierra got a call she couldn't ignore. It was Jock, who had also been at the lounge last night. He wanted to meet up and talk, claiming he had information that could shift the whole situation. Curious but nervous, Sierra agreed. They met at a quiet cafe. Away from the cameras, though, of course, producers trailed right behind them, making sure the drama didn't go undocumented. Jock leaned across the table, lowering his voice like he was about to drop a bomb. Look, Sierra, I don't know how much of this is true, but word on the street is somebody from your camp leaked the baby story to bloggers weeks ago. That's why Mendeecees came at you so hard. He thinks you are behind it. Sierra's eyes widened. What? Jock? That doesn't even make sense. Why would I do that to myself? But Jock wasn't letting her off the hook. I'm just telling you what's out there. People say, you the one who told the wrong person in confidence, and now it's spreading. I'm not saying you did it on purpose, but sis, it's looking bad. Sierra dropped her face into her hands. It was worse than she thought. Now not only was Mendeecees furious, but the streets believed she had orchestrated the rumor herself. And the more she denied it without proof, the more guilty she looked, as if things weren't messy enough. Later that evening, Sierra attended a mutual friend's birthday party, not knowing that Mendeecees would be there too. The tension in the room was thick the second they locked eyes. Yandi, standing beside her husband, visibly tensed, already anticipating what was about to go down. The DJ lowered the music slightly as if sensing the vibe. Conversations quieted. Everyone's eyes were locked on Sierra and Mendeecees. Sierra, never one to back down, walked straight up to him. You're really out here trying to ruin my name, Mendeecees? You got everybody looking at me sideways over a rumor. And you know what? I'm tired of explaining myself. Mendeecees stepped forward. Then explain it right now. Did you or did you not tell people I fathered your child? The crowd gasped. Phones came out instantly. This was exactly the kind of explosive drama people lived for. Sierra's voice cracked slightly, but she pushed through. I never told anybody you were my baby daddy. I said I went through something, but I ain't never say your name. The room exploded with reactions, gasps, whispers, people clutching their drinks like this was a courtroom confession. But Mendeecees wasn't satisfied. So why is my name even in the mix then? Who put it there? 'Cause it damn sure ain't. Coming from me. And then, just as Sierra opened her mouth to respond, someone in the crowd shouted, Stop lying, Sierra. You told my cousin at the salon it was Mendeecees. This party turned into chaos. Sierra's face went pale. Mendeecees threw his hands up like he had just been proven right. And Yandi stormed towards Sierra, ready to put an end to it herself. Security rushed in, trying to break things up as yelling turned into shoving. Sierra's friend tried to hold her back while Yandi screamed, You don't play with marriages, Sierra. You don't play with people's families. And then it happened. Sierra, overwhelmed and embarrassed, shoved Yandi's hand away too forcefully. Mendeecees saw it and immediately stepped forward, chest to chest with Sierra, shouting for her to back up. That was the breaking point. Drinks spilled, chairs knocked over, and fists almost flew. What started as words turned into a full-blown near brawl in the middle of a birthday celebration. Cameras caught every angle. And within hours, clips were already circulating online, with captions like Mendeecees and Sierra nearly come to blows over baby allegation. And Love and Hip Hop ATL drama gone too far. But what nobody realized yet was that this was only the beginning. The rumor had spread too far, and the fight had escalated too violently for things to calm down quietly. If anything, the explosion at the party made the storyline even bigger. And now everyone wanted receipts, proof, and answers. For Sierra, the pressure was unbearable. For Mendeecees and Yandi, the fight had crossed a line. And for the fans, this wasn't just reality TV drama anymore, was real life, spiraling out of control, and in the shadows. Someone who actually knew the truth about the baby allegation was watching all of this unfold. Waiting for the right time to speak, the air in the venue was thick with tension. Security stood on high alert. Eyes darting between the VIP section where Mendeecees and Sierra had just clashed and the shocked cast members huddled nearby. The whispers, the side eyes, and the nervous energy filled the room like wildfire spreading out of control. Even though the brawl had been contained for now, the emotional explosion was far from over. Sierra sat back in her chair, adjusting her hair and glaring across the room as if daring anyone to challenge her. "Y'all acting like I just pulled this out of thin air," she snapped, voice cracking under the pressure. "I wouldn't risk my name, my career, my peace to lie about something this big." Her words carried a mix of confidence and pain, and for a moment, even her biggest critics went silent. But Mendeecees wasn't having it. He leaned forward, still holding his composure, but with fire burning in his eyes. "You risked everything. The minute you dragged my name into your mess, my family, my marriage, my kids, none of that should be part of your little storyline." His voice was calm but cutting, and every syllable hit the cast like a hammer. Yandi, who had been holding, her tongue finally stood up. Her voice shook, but her words were sharp. "You don't get to sit here and talk about having a baby with my husband like it's nothing, Sierra. Do you know what kind of damage this does? To my kids, to our household?" Sierra shot back instantly. "Girl, I ain't the one that made this mess." He did. If there's a child, it didn't just appear out of nowhere. She leaned forward, tapping the table with her acrylics. "You need to stop blaming me and start asking your man the real questions." The room erupted in gasps and murmurs. Even Jock, who usually joked through tension, looked stunned. "This ain't it," he muttered, shaking his head. The camera zoomed in on Mendeecees, who stood to his full height, towering over Sierra. "You're not going to keep disrespecting my wife. If you think you got something, bring proof. DNA test, receipts, whatever. Until then, keep my name out of your mouth." His voice rose, teetering dangerously close to losing control. Sierra, refusing to back down, smirked. "Oh, the proof is coming. Trust me." The producers, sensing this was escalating beyond control, rushed over to separate them. Again. But the energy in the room had already shifted. What was supposed to be just another night of filming had turned into a full-blown scandal that no one could walk away from. Meanwhile, the back of the set, Carly Red whispered loudly enough for the cameras to catch, "This right here, gone break the internet." She was right. Clips of the confrontation were already being uploaded by crew members who couldn't resist leaking behind-the-scenes footage. Social media was blowing up, with hashtags like #Mendeecees baby scandal and #Sierra spills tea trending within minutes. Back on set, Yandi broke down. She covered her face with her hands, tears spilling over. "I've been loyal. I've stood by. I've fought for this marriage," she cried, her voice trembling. "And now I'm humiliated again." Mendeecees reached for her hand, desperate to show he was standing firm. "Baby, listen to me. Don't believe this. Don't let her. Lies destroy what we built. She just wants attention. That's all this is." But Yandi pulled away, standing and storming toward the exit. "I can't do this. Not here. Not like this." The cameras followed her out, capturing every step of her dramatic exit. Sierra sat back smugly, as if she'd already won, while Mendeecees looked torn between rage and heartbreak. Later in his confessional, Mendeecees shook his head. "This is what happens when people desperate for a storyline try to drag your name down. I've been through too much to let lies ruin my family. But one thing about mine, gonna protect Yandi, protect my kids, and I'm gonna shut this all the way down. Cut to Sierra's confessional, where she doubled down on her claims. People can call me messy, a liar, whatever they want, but I know what I know. And when the truth comes out, they gone, wish they didn't doubt me. Her tone was confident, but her eyes flickered with unease, hinting that maybe she didn't have all the proof she claimed. The next scene picked up days later, with the cast meeting at a lounge to try and talk things out. Tensions were still sky high, but everyone knew the cameras were hungry for closure, at least another explosion. Jock tried to play mediator. Look, we are family, right? We all messed up, we all got skeletons, but this could ruin lives. Gotta figure out the truth before it gets uglier. Sierra rolled her eyes. The truth is already ugly. Yandi Comer, now but still visibly hurt, leaned in. So, where's this baby? Where's the mother? Where's the DNA test? 'Cause until I see something solid, all you're doing is throwing dirt for clout. Sierra's smirk faltered. You'll see. That hesitation was enough to plant doubt in everyone's mind. Did Sierra actually have something? Or was this all smoke and mirrors? Mendeecees seized the moment. Exactly. She doesn't get anything. This is all for TV. She's using me and my wife to stay relevant. But let me tell you this, play with me if you want, but don't play with my family. I will not let this slide. The argument nearly reignited into another fight, with security once again stepping in. But the damage was already done. Trust had been shattered, relationships strained, and the storyline locked in as one of the most dramatic in love and hip-hop history. By the end of the night, everyone knew one thing for certain. This was just the beginning. Whether Sierra's claims were real or fabricated, the fallout would haunt Mendeecees and Yandi's marriage for a long time to come. And as the final camera angle lingered on, Yandi wiping tears from her face, a producer's voice teased the next episode. The DNA test results are in. Cliffhanger secured, and there you have it, the chaos. It's the betrayal, the heartbreak, and the raw emotions that nobody saw coming. But trust me, this is just the beginning. Stories like this don't just fade away, they explode into something even bigger. And you don't want to miss what's next. So if you've been locked in and want the full truth as it unfolds, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, smash the like button, and turn on post notifications so you never miss an update when the next bombshell drops. And I need to hear from you. What's your take on this shocking mess? Do you think things went too far? Or was this fallout long overdue? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because your voice matters in this conversation. Until next time, stay tuned, stay watching, and remember, in the world of Celebrity Trap, the drama never sleeps.